Good morning and welcome to news updates this Wednesday. And remember that today is for News Midweek Connect. So immediately after the news update, we'll bring our weekly program Midweek Connect. My name is Ifoma Okafo. President Bola Tinubu has called for calm among Nigerians, assuring that his government is taking concrete steps towards ensuring better security of lives and properties of all citizens and residents in Nigeria. Religious persecution. The president conveyed this message through the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, and the Presidential Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, who met him in the State House. During the meeting, the Information Minister disclosed that the issue of the U.S. government's threat of military action in Nigeria came up. The minister assured that the government is already ahead with steps to record great results in the fight against insecurity.
A new chief of defense staff and other service chiefs were appointed. Now, this is all all the issues that came out of the United States. So that tells you that Mr. President has been working assiduously to ensure that Nigeria is a country that remains safer for all Nigerians to live in. We're looking at all the issues, and we don't want to overheat the discussions, but work is ongoing, and we're also opening the channels of communication so that the international community will understand what Nigeria has been doing better, and also what we intend to further do to ensure that whatever concerns there are, either domestically here or from the international community, are answered.
All right, Honorable Minister, you said some steps have been taken, going by what you have just said. Nigerians have been suggesting so many things, including having a dialogue with the religious bodies and all of that, diplomatic means. What precisely is the government doing in this regard?
Well, it's a multiple approach. You know that discussions with the leadership of the religious groups is an ongoing effort. Mr. President has been meeting with them, and of course he will continue to do that. They're all Nigerians, and he is leading them, and so they are of course an important stakeholder in the Nigerian project. So yes, Mr. President will continue to engage with them. Mr. President will continue to engage with his national community, not just the United States, everyone, the regional bodies, the continental bodies, and everyone that we think has a role to play in ensuring that Nigeria succeeds in ridding this country of these criminal elements that are.
And the federal government has clarified that the country's constitution does not allow religious persecution as being alleged by a portion of the international community. Minister of Foreign Affairs Yusuf Tuga made the clarification at a press conference in Germany. Chukunonso Nwabeze brings this report.
Yusuf Tuga, while responding to questions about U.S. President Donald Trump's warning of potential military action if Nigeria fails to curb the alleged killing of Christians by insurgents at the press conference in Berlin, emphasized that Nigeria's commitment to religious freedom and rule of law as provided in the nation's constitution makes it impossible for any religion to be persecuted under any guise.
This is what guides us. And this is what shows that it's impossible for there to be a religious persecution that can be supported in any way, shape, or form by the government of Nigeria at any level, be it federal, be it regional, be it local. It's impossible. And our laws are there.
Joined by his German counterpart, Tuga warned against any attempt to divide Nigeria along religious lines as he drew parallels with Sudan.
Trying to make the world understand is that we should not create another Sudan. Nigeria has a population of 230 million souls. It's the largest democracy on the African continent. It's the largest country on the continent. We've seen what has happened with Sudan, with agitations for the partitioning of Sudan based on religion, based on tribal sentiments.
The minister's submission is in line with the federal government's position that no particular faith has been isolated for targeted attacks more than other faiths in the country. Chukunonso Mwapweze, NTN News.
And in Edo State, the government is urging the architectural firm handling the construction work at the upscale internationally branded Radisson Hotel Benin to adhere to health, safety and environmental standards. The Deputy Governor Dennis Idahosa was speaking when he led a government delegation on inspection tour of the project. Goodluck Inaine reports.
The visit is to see the extent of work and to express government desire at ensuring that best practices and required safety standards are adhered to, as well as putting in place the right aesthetics to woo guests across the globe, thereby making it an entertainment hub of choice in Edo State. The Deputy Governor inspected the water reservoir, power generating plant, and surroundings. The team also inspected the fittings and the hotel structure before the Deputy Governor made his observations.
Executive Governor of Edo State has graciously sent some documentation to the House of Assembly to do their oversight function and thorough investigation of all the processes that led to the acquisition of this facility. And once they are done with their investigation, they will report back to us. Our job as a government is to ensure that Edo State deserve the best.
In its part, the Managing Director, Edo State Development and Building Control Agency, Igabali Darlington Imosili, noticed what he termed as inconsistencies with the actual ownership of the facility.
The engineer here has been able to give us some contradicting figures. He has mentioned 3 figures of the types, the number of bedrooms here, so I don't even know which one to believe. The document we have is telling us 170, he is telling us 169, his project manager is telling us 178. We don't know what is actually happening here. And from what we've seen on ground, we are not too sure that what is actually happening here is based on the approval given to them.
Resident architect Radisson Hotel Benin, Olumide Taiwo, who conducted the visiting team around the facility, said they are working with a brand for maintaining standards. In Benin, Goodluck Inaine, NT News.
Still on Edo State government, Governor Monday Okpewolo says the state government will continue to engage all lawful means to sensitizing citizens of the state on the dangers of illegal migration. The governor was the guest of honor at the showcase of the new Pan-African blockbuster, The 3 Cold Dishes, performed by notable Edo actors. Again, Goodluck Inaine reports that the governor was represented by the Managing Director, Edo State Migration Office, Lucky Agazuma.
Illegal migration for the state is a serious matter that deserves the attention of all. Guests in this hall are mostly the youths. The aim here is to use the movie, which is shot across multiple African cities, using real location and cultural setting to mirror the journeys many young Africans undertake, often driven by desperation, misinformation, and betrayal by those they once trusted. Governor Okpewolo, represented by Managing Director, Edo State Migration Agency, Lucky Agazuma, described it as a social reflection and narratives which requires families, communities, and government to confront the realities of illegal migration and human exploitation.
This is quite apt and of course is in line with the pillars of Edo State Migration Agency under the advocacy. This will have to reach out to people both in remote area and otherwise, that irregular migration is quite dangerous and is killing, is a threat to life and a crime to humanity.
We know Edo State comes up in the conversation of people that are often trafficked to countries illegally, and we want people to know that Edo State is working against that menace.
For some of the artists and guests, sustaining the initiative will go a long way in changing the narratives. In Benin, good luck in NT News.
At this juncture, we are going on break. Please stay tuned.
Otherwise known as Waka.
This is HealthPlus. Today, searchlight on universal healthcare. What does it mean, Ifecho?
It's good to sing praise unto our God, for it is pleasant and praise is comely.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode on Youth Arena.
Hey there, welcome to another exciting episode in Top 7 Jams. It's your girl Pearl. You are watching NTA Benin, Channel 7. For your breaking news, program sponsorship and participation, contact our marketing department. Follow us across our social media pages on Facebook, NTA Benin 1, on Twitter, NTA Benin 1, on YouTube, NTA Benin.
Welcome back. The Universal Peace Federation Edo State chapter has presented the Ambassador of Peace Award to the senior staff pastor of Christ Chosen Church of God International in Hiwiri branch, Pastor Amos Osakponwa, in recognition of his exemplary character, leadership, and commitment to fostering peace and unity in the church and beyond. Folkware Kinde witnessed the event and now reports.
The Ambassador of Peace Award, organized by the Universal Peace Federation, seeks to recognize individuals who have made notable contributions toward peace building and harmony among people of diverse backgrounds. Pastor Amos Osakponwa was nominated for his commitment to peaceful engagement within and outside the church.
The Universal Peace Federation hereby recognizes an Ambassador for Peace, Honorable Pastor Amos Osakponwa Idiagboya.
The celebrants expressed gratitude as guests gave their remarks as well as members of the church.
To me and my family, this award really means a great thing for us. This is my first award, so it means a lot for me.
It's an award well deserved by him. His contributions to his immediate community, not him just being a church leader or a pastor. We've looked at his antecedents. He has a very proven character worthy of emulation.
Thank God for finding my husband worthy to be given this award. I appreciate him for his grace upon his life. And I pray that God should strengthen him to be able to do greater works for him.
So a lot of things have been happening in this church, and I see him and know that before you can confirm just a piece on a pastor, he must be worthy of it, and he's truly worthy of what he has. We have seen today.
The best gift a man can ever have in life is peace. When you have peace, at least every other thing goes with it. So I think now we have already gotten a heart that we gather peace and harmony in the society.
Pastor Amos Osakponwa looks forward to the cooperation of all as the award spurs him. In Benin, Mofokwe Foluwakende, NTA News.
And Pastor Azeme Azena of Omega Fire Ministries Southern Region 3 Benin City has led his members for a mega rally to sensitize the public on the upcoming program of the church tagged Recovery Conference. Rosemary Omani reports that the two-day event holds 6th and 7th of November 2025.
The mega rally kicked off from the premises of Omega Fire Ministry, Southern Region 3, Aduawa. It continued to Ramat Park through Ring Road and terminated at the Samuel Ugbemudia Stadium. Pastor Azeme Azena said, as the year 2025 gradually winds up, the Omega Fire Ministry has thought it wise to end the year with such a spiritual conference, where stories will change and souls uplifted. He added that the General Overseer, Apostle Johnson Suleiman, will personally conduct the 2-day conference.
It's a moment of encounter. It's a moment whereby God is meeting with his people. We are believing God for his move, salvation. We believe God for healing. We believe God is going to heal the sick and make sure we are believing God mostly that the lost souls will be restored back to God.
I want to use this media to invite each and every one hearing the sound of my voice to a conference. As you come, the Lord will bless you. I don't know what you are passing through, but I believe God is waiting for you. The water is troubled already, and someone is ready to be blessed.
Other pastors and members said they have been waiting for the program where they believe all lost blessings will be recovered in line with the theme of the event.
A festival of recovering indeed. Wherever you are all over the world, make sure you find your way down to Benin City.
We are more than ready. It is going to be a time where the prophetic and the apostolic is going to be beautifying the life of people.
Samuel Ugbemudia Stadium is the venue for the special conference.
Morning session, evening session.
In Benin, Rosemary Omani, NTA News.
And finally, to royal matters. The Benin Traditional Council, on behalf of the Oba of Benin, NY II, appreciates President Bola Tinubu, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Governor Monday Okpewolo, Senator Godswill Akpabio, other dignitaries, traditional rulers, members of Benin royal family, chiefs, village heads, priests, priestesses, Christian and Muslim communities, associations, security agencies, and corporate organizations for the goodwill messages and homage during his 9th coronation anniversary. Recently, statement by the Secretary to Benin Traditional Council, Frank Irabo, also appreciates members of the public for the show of love on the Oba and praise God and the ancestors to protect them, Edo State and Nigeria at large. This is where we'll end this morning's news update. Where we'll go on break. When we come back, Midweek Connect program will commence. Stay tuned.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, annual ceremonies, family or corporate events in a serene and conducive environment that is close to nature? Then look no further. NTA Benin Aduawa is the place for you. NTA Benin Aduawa has a large field for all your events and ceremonies. Also, At NTA Corporate Headquarters, TV Road, we have a state-of-the-art, fully air-conditioned, ultra-modern hall for all kinds of indoor events with a standby generating set, therefore ensuring uninterrupted power supply. We also have NTA Pavilion for all outdoor events at the same venue. Guess what? Our prices are affordable, locations are easily accessible, venues conducive and highly secured. Our outside broadcast van is available 24 hours and can broadcast your events live. And above all, you can air your events on our award-winning program like Events and Style. And any booking on the field or hall gets a bonus of free news coverage. Wow! What are you waiting for? Grab this opportunity and have your celebration in a grand style. For inquiries and bookings, please call NTA Benin, the award-winning station.
Obohia, otherwise known as Iwaka.
This is Head Plus. Today, searchlight on universal healthcare. What does it mean, Ifecho?
It's good to sing praise unto our God, for it is pleasant and praise is comely.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode on Youth Arena.
Hey there, welcome to another exciting episode in Top 7 Jams. It's your girl Pearl. You are watching NTA Benin, Channel 7. For your breaking news, program sponsorship and participation, contact our marketing department. Follow us across our social media pages on Facebook, NTA Benin 1, on Twitter, NTA Benin 1, on YouTube, NTA Benin.
Do you live in Aduawa and environs, or you need a conducive and open field in Aduawa for your wedding receptions, birthday parties,
Yes, good to know that you're still there. This morning we are discussing this the recent news about Trump with alleged threats to Nigeria on insecurity. So Nigeria government is really pushing back on President Donald Trump's claim over Christian killings. That's the news that is making waves across the world. And similarly, the Nigerian government has also dismissed claims made by the US president about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria, arguing that religious freedom enjoys full protection as enshrined under the Nigerian constitution. And meanwhile, the Nigerian foreign minister Yusuf Tuga, responding to questions at a news conference in Berlin this Tuesday, that was yesterday, held up a document whose cover has inscription Nigerians' constitutional commitment to religious freedom and rule of law. For him, all the answers concerning religious freedom are contained in the document. However, this and other opinions came after Trump wrote on social media last Saturday threatening to stop all aid to the country if what he described as continued killings of Christians is not checked, adding that he had instructed the so-called Department of War to prepare for possible action. Meanwhile, many believe that the issue of insecurity cuts across all faiths. President Bola Tinubu has also prepared to meet with Trump to talk about the issue, stressing that any collaboration must respect Nigerians' sovereignty. And that's the underlined issue there, respecting Nigerians' sovereignty. And this morning we already have key players where it concerns our discussion this morning that are regular on this program. beside me is Barrister Greg Iyayi. He's a legal practitioner. He's a regular on this program. Barrister, you're welcome.
Good morning, Ife. Good morning, viewers.
Welcome.
Thank
and
you.
The next to him is Dr. Okunzuwa Osawaro. Dr. Osawaro, welcome to Midweek Connect this week.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You're also a regular, and we really appreciate you for always coming to whenever we call upon you. And it's not easy coming to this place, especially with the gridlock around this the flyover.
Yes.
So we really appreciate you. Welcome. And by the way, you're also looking very, very handsome this morning.
Thank you.
Both of you. Welcome. So let's go straight to what the business of this morning. We'll launch our discussion fully with a backgrounder.
Nigeria has been thrown into what seems to be a state of dilemma following the plans of the U.S. President Donald Trump to send the U.S. War Department to Nigeria for what he termed a rescue mission of Christians in the northern Nigeria. He said the world power may see that action as the only option to end the alleged killings of Christians if the Nigerian government does not find a lasting solution to the alleged killings. This statement has been eliciting diverse opinions from Nigerians. While some are in support of the US president, others vehemently oppose the move, saying Nigeria is a sovereign country and by implication, the US has no right to carry out such action. However, the latter part believes there is high rate of killings in the country. They say it is applicable to both Christians and non-Christians. Midweek Connect will be welcoming your views on the matter as it treats the issue.
That was the background. Everything is still talking about the same story. So, Barrister Iyayi, when you heard about the news on this issue, how did you feel? What was your reaction?
I felt very happy on one part and also felt sad on the other part. Let me start with why I was sad. That it had to take somebody from outside to tell us what is obvious. Because let's say the truth. We cannot, are we going to deny that these things are not happening? The optics are there. And then also, that it has got to such an extent that it's been noticed by some people from outside that government after government have really not done more to arrest the situation, and we seem to be leaving these people, to just unleash mayhem on people. These jihadists, radical Islamic jihadists, they kill both Christians and Muslims. I agree.
Yes,
but the people that do it are actually radical Islamists, and the government has refused to bring them. I'm sorry to say, I know that this is a government station, and I only want to put anybody's job in jeopardy, but we are stating the obvious. Because when people were criticizing Jonathan, what was the point? That insecurity was one of the weapons used against Jonathan, and that insecurity is it not still there today? So I felt happy, because if it has to take somebody from outside to stop the bloodletting, because these are Nigerians, these are our brothers and sisters, and the bloodletting is. I was in Otobo, sometimes last year. The 5 days I spent there, they were 5 days of grief. What I saw with my eyes and what I heard with my ears.
Boy is in Benue State.
Yes, it's in Benue State. So if it has to take somebody from outside to help us, oh well and good.
Okay, Doc, what's your own reaction? Are you also toying his part, or you have a diverse opinion.
Well, just like I said, it's actually a mixture of many things. The ingredients are many and varied on this same matter. The greatest suspicion is that the pronouncement of the U.S. president is a pretext for pursuing some kind of interest, some kind of latent interest that America or through its president cannot disclose. That is an opportunity for them, in the name of protection of Christians, to pursue some other agenda, part of the geopolitical calculations going on in the world and so on. Some people have gone as far as saying it's actually a way to create avenue to maybe some of our mineral deposits, particularly lithium and cobalt, that are or rare earth minerals and so on and so forth. So the theories are there. But to come back to part of what he said, it is true that we have not been able to control this insurgency for nearly 20 years now. And if the President of America had offered Nigeria help in the spirit of international cooperation, to say, out of our love for Nigeria, assuming that actually takes place in international relations, we want to help you terminate this ongoing, lingering insurgency in Nigeria. I'm sure Nigerians were very receptive to that, because even during the tenure of Dr. Goodluck Jonathan as our president, America was very reluctant to sell some caliber of weaponry to Nigeria. So people are suspicious that the pronouncement lacks good faith. There is kind of veneer for some other things, underlying interest America is going to protect. And then don't also forget too that the temper in America currently, especially as this government is concerned in America, renaming the Department of Defense to Department of War and so on, summoning their top generals, admirals and marshals to a meeting to tell them that they have to be more aggressive. So it's a kind of signal to the wider world that America wants to rule as a dominant power, wants to compete, of course, with China and Russia in particular. So all those are in the mix. In international relations, there are adherents of a particular school that say it's actually what you can get. You acquire power to press forward your national interest, appetites and values. So that will just be what he's playing out.
Okay, Barrister,
Yes.
Just like he said America wants to row, so how do you bring it to bear on international cooperation vis-a-vis so many theories, coming up on this? What's your own advice? How do you educate with your being a legal practitioner? How do you educate the people coming up with so many theories and forgetting that it's talking about international cooperation on this issue? Not that America is actually coming to unleash their mayhem on Nigeria.
I'm unable to align with that school of thought for obvious reasons, because this is always the narrative. When Idi Amin of Uganda was killing his own people, what was the narrative? Sovereignty. No country should interfere in the internal affairs of others. Till, Tanzania said Nyerere threw that to the winds and said the people that are being killed are Africans and that we have a right, and he sent troops across the border that threw the misgovernment off. So the idea of people can be killed and then we say respect international law, sovereignty. The people being killed, are they not human beings? Look, let us give credit to whom credit is due. India and Pakistan, two nuclear powers, they wanted to go on the fight. Donald Trump, when they had settled it, and said, any of you that fights, America will cut trade relations, we will impose economic sanctions. They knew what that meant. Was it not better for the world? What of Thailand and Cambodia? I was in the university, that Temple Mount area that had been creating problems. Donald Trump called the two of them together. Hey, it's better for you people to have economic ties, trade, and America will support you. Now that, you call that economic interest. What happened in Gaza? The people were carrying Palestinian flags. Palestine. When there was peace, did they celebrate? Some of them were sad because their narrative was skewed. And, the deception was exposed. What he was interested in, I know they will say Israel is America's. Of course, in international relations, you have to defend your ally. But the people that were being killed too were Gazans. And he didn't like the bloodletting, at least to some extent. There had been a de-escalation of the tensions that are there. I think,
the region.
Whether we like Trump or not, the only thing we can say, let there be a collaboration between our government and your government. And if that does it, I'm glad. As a student in Unijos, I used to go to Maiduguri. Sometimes we arrived at 3 o'clock in the night.
Okay. Thank you, Doc. Talking about sovereignty, it always appears even on every discussion. The discourse throughout since Saturday has been that underlining word sovereignty of Nigeria, that U.S. Donald Trump does not have the sole right, to interfere into Nigeria as a sovereign nation. So, what's your take on that?
Well, on this sort of matter, you can only have a kind of detached analysis. You have to show some strain of patriotism. Obviously, I would not be in support of any country invading Nigeria, whatever the flag or emblem of that country would be. But sovereignty, yes, it may not be absolute, because the balance of power in this very instance in favor of America. Though Nigeria is a regional power, but if there was going to be a confrontation, obviously it can be predicted that the Americans will prevail sooner or later, overwhelmingly even. And then the concept of sovereignty, it also has a kind of countervailing concept. After the pogrom that took place in Rwanda in 1994, the conflict that took place in Bosnia, old Yugoslavia, and so on, a new concept is also evolved, talking about the responsibility to protect.
To protect, okay.
So just like what we're talking about
it's a concept.
Yes, in fact, almost the mirror image on the opposite side of sovereignty, or the kindred concept of territorial integrity and the rest of it. So the responsibility to protect can actually be invoked, so long as it is passed through United Nations Security Council and all of that. So it's not watertight. The concept of sovereignty is no longer absolute.
Okay.
So in this very instance, presuming that there is good faith, which people believe is lacking international relations, but let us presume it is here. America is a part of the Judeo-Christian community, and it can actually define his interest, no matter how narrowly, that when Christians are under oppression in any part of the world, it is the responsibility of America as the dominant power in the world, and of course the Judeo-Christian community I talk about, to go protect those Christians. So whether that declaration is being made in good faith is a different matter altogether. Whether it's just a pretext or a kind of cover to actually establish a presence in Nigeria as a means of pursuing some other things, as we said much earlier, can be a different consideration. But any nation can assert itself when it believes its interests are in jeopardy, and it can go any length in protecting those interests, even readiness to go to war.
Okay. Considering that concept of right to protect, trying to water down that sovereignty as a whole.
And the sovereignty will not have so much meaning.
Okay.
It depends on your own strength.
Okay.
Look at the war that is going on between Russia and Ukraine. They are neighbors. In fact, they actually have some kind of similar ethnic affiliation. But Russia is almost overrun Ukraine, though there's a kind of stalemate now. But a quarter or a fifth of Ukraine is currently occupied by Russia. So the issue of sovereignty is not applied there because Russia is a stronger partner.
It has the right to protect. Barrister, when we come back, we'll call for calling in. We'll have to call a number for people to call in. When after it, I'll ask you, how do you see this sanction? How do you think it's going to affect, especially these aids that America is bringing to Nigeria? How is it going to affect, especially when you talk about like retroviral drugs for HIV patients? What will be their fate? So when we come back, viewer, good to know that you're still there with us. You can call to make your suggestions, opinions, or give advice on what you feel the government can do better in this issue. By calling the number 081-090-42594. I'll take it again, 081-090-42594. So, Barrister, the aids threatening to withdraw assistance, the aids that come to, and immediately I heard it, the first thing that came to my mind was, how will HIV patients, how will they fare? Because to get that drug is not a child's play. So amongst other aids that they're trying to withdraw, the sanctions.
You see, we should start holding our governments accountable. If Nigeria had put its house in order and we were at peace, and the first responsibility of any government in social contract theory is protection of life and property. Any government that fails in it, I'm not the one to score that government. The answer to whether they have performed well or not, as Peter, Paul and Mary, the musicians said, is blowing in the winds. So if we get our act together, I don't think other people will just sit where they are and they'll say they want to come and interfere in our affairs. But having said that, if you know that you are dependent on other people for sustenance, then you also know that you have to live as a community, and the rules of that community are binding on you. See, if we are killing our own people, because this is where it is pathetic. We are talking about our own people. It's not about Nigeria now even going to invade another country, like what the doctor was saying. That one is even a different issue. Now we are talking of, we are fighting ourselves.
Hello, excuse me, it's like we have a call. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm from Palace Road in Upper Mission Extension.
Okay. Your name, sir?
My name is Pastor Imodu.
Okay, Pastor, you're welcome.
Yes, I want to remind us concerning the issue. There was a time even Nigerians, at the time of South Africa was in trouble, our military men were sent down there, and we were able to join others to make sure that the South Africa has their own freedom.
Okay.
Am I correct?
Yeah. During a time of apartheid.
Yes. Why are we denying Trump with his men to come and assist us? They have been legal for so many years. People are dying like fowls. Even fowls are not even as much when we are doing Christmas. It's not as much as that. There are people that are buried, about 500 people are buried in one hole. We have been seeing it, have been happening. And why are we know the truth. Why are we dodging away from the truth? It is better let them help us, because our military has failed us. Simple. They have failed us. We all know, everybody is aware. Because the politicians, they don't want to. Why are they dragging? Let them come and help us. That is what we want. If anything that is going to happen, let them help us. After they have gone, our brother, you won't testify just now, when Jamie was making things, people helped.
Thank you.
And they emulate Indian men. What are they today? Are they their slaves today? No, they are not. So we should think about this.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Thank you for calling in. You talked about, you still come back to round off what you were saying. I think the caller is talking about that concept of a right to protect, you know. So what's your take on that, Doc?
Well, ideally, again, I want to presume goodwill.
Yeah.
No, in fact, it's not always war. It's not always war between nations. There's ample room for cooperation in the domain of diplomacy. Even
I wanted to say it because I don't think much people don't really understand this diplomacy and international cooperation. We have so many conspiracy theories. If you see the language is using and is wet the way he's saying it, you already know that he has a different opinion. You might not really understand when you talk about this diplomacy.
There shouldn't be any confusion about that. You see, these theories are not scientifically validated. They are just models.
Yes, they are models.
What do people think? How do people see the world?
Yeah.
On what basis do nations interact? So there is really no fixed dogma. All these theories have their respective adherents.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, it's not always war and conflict. We're talking about PELFA just now.
Yes.
Of course, PELFA has been in jeopardy since USAID was cancelled by this same president of America. You know, President George Bush, the second Bush, was the person that instituted PELFA as a way of helping developing countries, not just Africans. So, upon his second coming, he actually, in fact, I don't know what is left of USAID now, because that program was sponsored under the auspices of USAID. Now, the issue of responsibility to protect, I really don't think we have got that far yet, because there is a functioning government in Nigeria. It is true that our insurgency has lingered, and people are wondering when it might end, what scale it might be. You can invoke responsibility to protect when the government presiding over a territory is probably disabled.
And we believe Nigeria, of course, is not disabled.
Yeah, Nigeria is not. So if you are talking about good faith, you are talking about the spirit of international cooperation. I don't think
diplomacy.
We have not gone to that extent where foreign powers will have to come to Nigeria uninvited.
But we are not in war. I don't think Nigeria is not in war. We're talking about diplomacy.
What is made this very issue ticklish is that a foreign power, president of a foreign country, of course well armed in terms of military equipment and prowess, is threatening a sovereign nation, not necessarily Nigeria now. If you are talking about the principle that it is going to impose its own will on that country, because ordinarily,
which Nigeria, of course, is pushing back.
Of course, yes.
Let's come.
And not just Nigeria
is pushing back. Yes, exactly. I'll still come to that. I'll still come to that. Don't worry.
Nigeria has friends.
Exactly. So, Barrister, you were really making so many germane points on this withdrawal, this sanction, on particularly on AIDS, health. When it comes to health.
Well, he has only threatened it, and he has given Nigeria a wake-up call, which we need. Let me tell you, I was saddened day before yesterday in Eastern Southeast, one of the communities after Ubiaja. The head of the vigilante there, has been kidnapped, and then 2 women were killed. We are talking of him. I don't believe that we are not in the state of war.
Yes.
We are in the state of war already, and we should not deny it. We are in the state of war, because go to Ebumbodu area here. There are some places. I'm talking of Ebumbodu here.
In Benin.
In Benin here, in the Pobayi here, not far from you. There are some areas of the bush you cannot go to. Quote me.
Okay, Barrister.
So what we are saying is that the issue of insurgency, the Fulani is only 3% of the population of Nigeria, but they are armed to the teeth.
Okay, Barrister. Will you say maybe probably that's the reason why, or that was the reason why the president had to change the service chiefs recently?
I wouldn't know because issue of the security has privileged information that I may not have. So he alone knows, apart from God, why he had to change the service chiefs. And I don't contest his right to
based
do
on
so.
Insecurity.
So what I'm saying is that let the needful be done by the Nigerian government. It is doable. It is possible for us to be able to fix our own insecurity problem. But if we cannot, and somebody has to help us, because the people die, they are our brothers and sisters.
The point is this. America cannot come into Nigeria as an occupying force. It is true that America is a lot stronger than Nigeria. But if it feels there is a basic interest a basic interest embedded in their foreign policy they want to protect, there is a functioning government here in Nigeria, they will go through.
Yes.
And then
that's why I said they should help.
The statement
help does not mean
the statement made by the President of America. In fact, the threat. That's actually what is nations cooperate.
Okay, could it be the reason why China, some other countries, and ECOWAS are really behind
and
Nigeria?
European nation.
Is that maybe the body language and the threats, so to say, and not being diplomatic about it? Could it be the reason why this? Because China, of course, is a big wig.
You see,
let me quickly come in. China is an interested party in this matter.
Why would they be?
When you are talking of rare earth minerals. Now, and let me say this. Where are all these bodies? Where are all these countries? Where have they been concerning the insecurity in Nigeria? Chinese companies are doing businesses all over here. Are they concerned about the insecurity? So what I'm saying is that if European countries, ECOWAS countries, China, Russia, whichever, what have you been doing concerning the insecurity, the situation in Nigeria?
Can they get crash in Nigeria? The thin line is very, very clear. The insurgency as a form of insecurity in the country has lingered. There is really no reasonable citizen who will deny its existence or the impact. But for a foreign power to threaten to impose itself on the country, that is aberrant. It smacks of a variety of realpolitik. There's a functioning government in Nigeria. Of course, every nation has its own challenges. So if America wants to help, or China wants to help, or Russia wants to help, they have diplomatic channels for telling Nigeria, this as a friend, we consider this country as a friend of ours. We want to help.
Let me see whether it's call we're having. Sorry. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, this is Engineer John.
Engineer John, welcome. Where are you calling from, Engineer?
Yes, from Adoawa.
From Adoawa, okay.
Yes. I strongly disagree with the man with green shirt. There is no one single sponsor this insurgency began, whether the Fulani terrorism or whichever, that the Nigerian government has been able to arrest and persecute just the sponsor from Nigeria. No one single one. And people are dying in hundreds and thousands. You are saying, we Nigerians are even crying for external help. I'm thank to God. Maybe it's God that is still moving that external help. I disagree with that man. If that man's family had been wiped out, I don't think he would have been speaking the way he's speaking now. I strongly disagree. The Nigerian government has failed. No single sponsor of this terrorism has been arrested. I disagree. Thank you.
I think that's your opinion. He made so many points around his claims and his own opinion. Thank you so much, engineer.
You see, the thing about it is this. When you're talking about international relations and different theories and so on and so forth, you see, the gentleman speaking now, that compatriot of ours that is speaking, doesn't quite know how complex things can be. So, do you want to make Nigeria a theater of international military competition? Just like the way China has issued a statement now. So, if America were to be here, were to descend on our location here, and China brings its own forces, we are going to have a clash. Is Nigeria going to be a place where Third World War is going to start? Because you have to observe this protocol. That is why America has an embassy in this place. We have the channels. They have the channels. So if they want to help, they offer the help. The Nigerian government will accept the help, and the Nigerian government will determine the scope and the scale of the help they need. Not to say I have advised my Secretary of War to devise a plan to invade whose country.
Barrister, you still did not. What's your own take it as a parting word now?
Yes, these were some of
these conspiracy theories and every theory coming around, and people not really understanding when it comes to international cooperation, trying to the diplomatic ties, so what's your view on that as a parting word?
Well, I think these are the same theories that have been spinned over, that Hitler killed 6 million Jews. Stanley Purge, the Great Purge, killed 2 million of his own people. Chairman Mao killed Cultural Revolution, killed 20 million of his people. We can go on and on. So my own is this. Number one, let the Nigerian government fix the security situation. Our military is capable and able. They can do so if there is the political will. We have one of the best trained armies in the world. Let them do it. And if they cannot do it, and it will take external assistance, I'm not against it, to save my brother. It's not when he gets to me before I start shouting.
Thank you so much, Doctor. That's your parting word.
Well, America has the capacity to help Nigeria. It has to follow the legitimate and well-defined channels to do that. We need help, but we have to get help in a way that will be keeping with our sovereignty and our own self-respect and dignity.
Okay. Thank you so much for both of you coming this morning and your insights and contributions and advices on this topical issue this morning. We therefore look forward to government entering into negotiations, cooperation with USA, so that this issue of insecurity will be nipped at the bud. Because Nigeria, just like one of our guests said, Nigeria has the best army, if not the best, in the whole world, and Nigeria is capable of containing any issues that has to do with insecurity. We just need political will to do that, and we believe that President Tinubu has the political will to do that. So we thank you for being with us this morning. We look forward to next Wednesday when we come with another topical and germane topic. Till then, stay true to yourself. Bye.